Okay, students. So now we are going to do this activity to observe the properties of ionic compounds and covalent compounds. So here I have 4 different solutions: distilled water, sugar solution, copper sulfate and salt solution. So what we need to do is we have to have the circuit connected. So you can see that's a 9-volt battery, a small bulb is connected, and here I have 2 carbon graphite electrodes. So what I'll be doing is I'll be inserting the electrodes into the different solutions. You will have to observe what happens to the light bulb. So first we will start with distilled water. When we insert the electrodes, you have to make sure that the electrodes don't touch like this, because if it touches, you can see the bulb will light. So in that case, it will be just a circuit with the electrodes only. So we have to make sure that the electrodes don't touch, and also the electrodes don't touch the beaker, the wall of the beaker. So that is something that you have to remember. So here first I will insert it into distilled water. You can see, observe the bulb does not light. That is the observation. So after inserting into the distilled water, there's no problem. I don't have to wash the electrodes. I can insert it into the sugar solution, and all the other solutions were made with distilled water. So this is the second one. Now also you all can observe and see the bulb does not light. So the first 2 solutions, distilled water and sugar solution, the bulb did not light. Here I have distilled water to wash the electrodes, and I have to make sure they become dry before inserting into the next solution. Okay. So again I will insert it into the copper sulfate solution. Can you all see the bulb now? The bulb is lit. So that means copper sulfate conducts electricity. So then again I will have to wash the 2 electrodes in distilled water, and we have to dry it. So then I will insert it into the salt solution. Can you all see the light bulb? It's lit. So that means salt solution also conducts electricity. And also students, you can see near one of the graphite electrodes, you can see gas bubbles. We will be discussing electrolysis later. You are familiar with that process as well. You have learnt it in grade 9. So that's because of the electrolysis. You can see there the air bubbles evolving at the graphite electrode. So from the observations, now you saw distilled water and sugar solution, the bulb did not light. So that means they don't conduct electricity. Then what do we call those solutions? Those are non-electrolytes. Then we had copper sulfate and salt solution. With those, the bulb lit. So that means copper sulfate and salt solution conduct electricity, and therefore they are electrolytes. So here we are discussing the nature of bonds. Now salt is sodium chloride, copper sulfate is between copper ions and sulfate ions. These are ionic compounds. Ionic compounds conduct electricity in the solution state, whereas sugar solution and distilled water both are covalent compounds. Water is H2O only, and you know sugar is sucrose. Both are covalent compounds and they don't conduct electricity. So here we have understood one difference between ionic compounds and covalent compounds. Ionic compounds conduct electricity in the solution state, whereas covalent compounds do not conduct electricity in any form.